This is John Phillips, Professor of Politics and Philosophy, and this is my take on writing persuasive essays for college and beyond. Today, I want to talk about conclusions. In my segment on introductions, I said that the first impressions matter. But so does giving a final impression. The conclusion is your last chance to make an impression on your reader before they go off and read all the people who will pollute their minds with opinions that are not yours. The conclusion is typically the final paragraph of your paper. If your paper is longer than 15 or 20 pages, you could think about a two-paragraph conclusion. My sense is that you want to accomplish at least two things in your conclusion. First, you should sum up the argument. Remind the reader of all that you have accomplished in your paper and why they should agree with your point of view, or that failing, at least that they should take your view as a serious contender. The second thing you want to do is explain what follows if you are right. What does it mean if you are right? Yes, it's true your enemies will be gnashing their teeth and throwing themselves off high cliffs once they realize how brilliant you are, but more than that, issues in the social sciences and humanities are rarely self-contained. When you sort out a moral problem in philosophy, you might want to think about whether this has an impact on other areas of philosophical inquiry. And if you come up with the answer to a research question in politics, economics, or sociology, there's a good chance that this could impact public policy or institutional design. Even in literature, your brilliant new interpretation of Shakespeare or George R.R. Martin might have consequences for how we interpret the work of other fantasy authors. You want to give the reader a sense of what the implications of the work that you just did, in fact, are, so that your reader, if they haven't already, can get a sense of just how much of an impact your answer might have. Not all papers need to have far-ranging impacts, but it would be good for your reader to know what the larger picture is. This is doubly true if your reader is your college professor, who knows exactly what the implications of a given answer are and wants to see if you've figured it out. Beyond this, there are some optional things a conclusion might do depending on the type of paper that it is. So, for example, a research paper might discuss what other research in this area needs to be accomplished. A philosophy paper might briefly relax assumptions that were made in the paper for the purposes of argument and speculate on the consequences of relaxing these assumptions. Many papers are of the if X then Y variety. But what if X is not true? The conclusion is also a place where you can briefly raise any doubts or reservations that you might have about your own view here. So, to conclude this section on conclusions, a conclusion needs to sum up the work done in the essay, and then briefly explain what the possible implications are for areas not discussed in the paper. It can also be a place where the author takes some time to reflect more generally on the paper's status within a greater field of inquiry. For more videos on persuasive writing or philosophy and politics, check out the different playlists on my channel.